Hello.
B.
It's me.
That's good. Right, do your clap. Welcome to the A to Z of Men. Chris and Scott here.
Hello. Hi. Hi, guys.
What an episode we have for you today for the letter B. A great word, chosen by somebody that we tried to guess whether we could get that right or not. You will find out. But it was a really good word, and it meant we covered all sorts of things. We've covered ADHD, dyslexia, dyscalculia, autism, blowjobs, and that's before we've even got to the letter. It's even before we got to the word.
Yeah, it was a long intro. It was a funny intro.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, we've had a really, really good time. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to the A to Z of Men for the letter B, episode 5 of...
Episode what?
Season 5.
Episode what?
B.
Yeah, it's not episode 5, is it?
Episode B of season 5.
It's season 5, episode B.
Season 5,
That's
episode B.
much better. You've got to be slick.
Welcome to the A to Z of Men, season 5, episode B.
Yes, you've done that with confidence. Leave that in, Joe, because you sounded like a right twat.
No, let's know.
No, leave it in. I sounded like I had a brain. He sounded like, hello, my name's Chris.
Wow. That started quite severe.
Do you know what? No, okay, but I can say something nice to you.
Go on.
You just made me the best cup of tea you've ever made.
You're welcome.
You made it in a pot.
Yeah.
You filled it up. It was still hot. Had no floaty bits in it.
Yeah.
It was of the right colour.
It was, yeah.
It was. You made that with actual love.
I didn't have any milk, and I made you go to the shop to get milk.
And then I come back with the biggest portion of chips you've ever seen.
Yeah, you went out for milk and come back with chips.
Yeah, and a can of Coke.
I'm glad you liked it. How was your tea, Joe? Was your tea drinkable?
Absolutely no complaints, yeah. It was good.
Yeah, but you say no complaints. Also, no, like, well done, Chris, thank you for my tea. Just drank it with disarray.
Yeah, but when you was saying that the tea was awful before, I was saying that I thought it was nice.
Yeah, you did.
So
actually.
I've got money in the
you were
bank
just
there.
sucking up.
He stuck up for me. We've been talking about Australia and when you go and do your tour in Australia and what we do with the podcast. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I think just don't do it anymore. Just call it a day.
That's not what I said.
That chat we was having.
No, that's not what I said.
You said
you missed.
If you keep on going on tour,
no,
let's fuck it off. That chat.
No, we didn't say we're going to end it. We didn't say we're going to end it.
We're not saying no. The other where we said we just park it for a little while and then come back and we'll do it again.
I just think trying to do loads of episodes in each recording session to try and catch up, we'll just end up doing shit episodes because we're rushing.
What are we doing now?
No, these are good episodes.
Oh, okay.
I'm really enjoying the word. Alpha Male was such a good episode,
good.
and I've listened to it 3 times now.
That's a bit.
It was really good.
It's a bit needy.
It was really good. So I think you're away for like 5 or 6 weeks. I think we do some catch up with Scots along the way. Yeah. So we hook up in your hotel room and we do it like we've done it before. Not me.
I didn't think we were. Chris,
not with me.
Whoa, hello.
I haven't
hookups in hotel rooms with you, Chris. I mean, listen, this is a public platform.
Yeah.
People did not need that. You are oversharing too much information. I don't want to get any alone time with you and your
You're on one today,
dirty little secret.
This is going to be a tough show for me today.
The ADHD's flowing today.
The ADHD in you today is strong.
It's strong.
Very, very strong.
Although, I can't say I've got ADHD, can I? Because I don't like it when people go, I've got a mate, I'm not going to say who it is, but I've got a mate who goes...
Self-diagnosed?
Yeah, no, it really winds me up. So I'm not going to say it. I mean, I'm going to say I've probably... And
mate, I will go as far to say I'm learning a bit about the brain at the moment in my college work.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you ADHD. That's yours. Have that.
But so did Kerry last night. We were talking last night. We were watching the documentary At Home with the Furies season 2. Which takes place after his fight. He's just won, and then it's the year before, like so.
When did we interview him? Before Come Back 2?
Yes. Yeah. So, and I said to Kerry, what have I got, do you think? And she went, and she started with, you've definitely got ADHD, and then there's a little list. But
there's a bit of autism in there, I think.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a lot, isn't there? But
dyslexia.
No, but I know about that one.
Yeah, but dyslexia and ADHD are normally they don't normally, but they're quite commonly together.
Oh, why would that be?
I don't know, and I don't know why dyslexia is spelt so fucking horrendously difficult to
Yeah,
spell.
it's really, really hard, isn't it, for a dyslexic
ADHD,
person?
simple for us. It's like, oh, it's letters, I can do that.
D-O-G. I know.
Yeah, DOG, exactly that. So we're not doing the 8 ZMM, but it might be there'll be a couple of weeks when nothing's happening. We might save some bonus episodes and re-drop them. We might do a few specials. We might try and catch up with you while you're in Australia and do a catch up with Scott, like we did on the UK tour. To be fair, with the UK tour, which was quite a full-on tour, we weren't away. We weren't that bad, were we, Joe? There was always things going on.
I thought the tour was quite a
tour was
success.
good.
I thought the tour
I
was
mean,
quite
we was
a
on
success.
every billboard on the tour.
We
which
were
was
on every
great.
billboard, and that's kind of my worry, because I'm thinking, so if we're being advertised across Australia and New Zealand, but then we're not doing podcasts.
That's but I mean, listen, I'll be able to do. I've got a little bit of downtime. My wife keeps reminding me that I've got a little bit of downtime in the old Australia, but a lot of it is travelling. So when I get to my hotel room, there might be, but obviously the problem is the time difference and stuff, because it's the other side of the
the other side
And
of the
there's
world.
also a ton of episodes that new people are going to have to listen to.
That's true. So if you're coming in from a billboard, from a gig, you're going to start at the beginning anyway. So by the time you get to this bit, you'll be none the wiser.
Yeah, and it'll be years, I'd imagine.
I just want to make sure we do it properly and not rush episodes. There's a lot going on in your life with work. My work's quite busy as well. So actually, to get a few, where there might be a couple of Mondays where we don't drop, I think that's fair.
You're doing stuff like brain work and stuff and hypnotising people and stuff like that. I've had an idea. As you can see, and it's funny what's going on with my brain today, because I didn't realise until you said it that there's lots going on today.
I spotted it as you walked into the studio.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on. Why don't you hypnotise everyone and go like, ooh, and put them all to sleep, and then they'll come back and not miss a thing. They might have missed work and stuff.
Yeah.
And commitments.
Yeah, like weddings and.
Well, yeah. If they were paediatricians, maybe leave them ones alone.
You got to save the date for Taylor Swift's wedding.
Sorry, what?
Save the date. She sent out some save the dates. I think it's July 3rd. I'm not. I thought I would have been DJing at least. Nothing.
No, not heard anything. Never met Taylor Swift.
That doesn't matter though, does it? She's inviting loads of people.
Yeah, I don't think.
I've never met her, but she's going to need it. Who's DJing that? Who's DJing Taylor Swift's wedding?
Ed Sheeran. He's gonna do a.
Will it be DJs? It'll be those DJs, not the hi, how are you? Ooh, let's go, Taylor.
He's another Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, if I can fucking
Probably
do
going to
that.
like Fred again or something.
Have you heard the radio station I work at? I can fucking rinse Taylor Swift songs backwards and forwards. And if Ed's there as well, you'll love it.
I used to work there.
Yeah, we love the Taylor. We love the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Swifties. Are you a Swiftie?
Swift, we are Swift FM. I think we're renaming ourselves Swift FM with a little bit of Sheeran.
That's a good name.
It's a good name for a radio station.
Swift
107.5, The Swift. Joe, how would that production sound? Because that's your domain.
It'd sound better than that, I know.
The Swift.
Yeah.
No. See, I disagree. I think it'd go. The Swift.
That's nice. And
See,
if you're
No,
going
I
into
think that was too long because it's Swift, so it's got to
Hang
be
on,
quick.
okay, what about the Swift?
What about when you're playing love songs at night, you get the whisper jingles. 107.5, The Swift.
Hang on, so that was Keep On Moving.
No, that wasn't. It was the beginning of...
No, that was...
Oh, life.
No, you literally went...
What's the beginning of R.E.M.? Losing My Religion.
Losing My Religion, yeah.
It's the same. Fucking nicked their song.
Said too
No, hang on.
much.
No, he didn't.
What?
Yeah, well, I actually heard that, Scott. You.
No, there's goes... No, wait. No. No. Yeah, and there it goes...
Yeah, well, you made the correlation, not us.
Sorry, have you
Sounds like
heard...
you've stolen that.
Yeah.
Have you heard... Talking of this in my ADHD brain, have you heard when Vanilla Ice does this very thing on the internet?
No.
It is... Honestly, it's fucking genius. If you go on YouTube and just write, I don't know, Vanilla Ice explaining the difference between... so, do you know that he's trying to say that it's not a... He's saying it's not a cover of
What, his...
he's one. He's
All right,
saying
start.
it's...
Elaborate
Yeah, but
then,
he's
this.
saying it's not Queen Under Pressure.
Right.
Like, and everyone thinks that obviously, like we done...
Joan Jett and the Black
Hearts.
Yeah.
We had to get permission for that.
Yeah, of course.
He goes, no, it's different, it's different. And then he goes, theirs goes, ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. Ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. And I'm like, right, yeah, that's your song. And then he goes, no, ours goes, ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. He said, there's an extra. So, literally, the only difference is, first one, ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. Ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. Listen for the difference. Ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. Ding, 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 digga, ding, ding. Just one difference.
So if I then came up with a song that went, keep on moving, yeah, anyway, but I put a yeah in there, I could go, no, it's a completely different song.
No, because he's got different lyrics, isn't he? It's the music. It's the music behind it. Theirs is Under Pressure.
Yeah,
but it's different. But same but different.
So we've already covered plagiarism.
Yep.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Hypnotherapy, and that's it. We've done a good show.
Done dyslexia.
Dyslexia.
And you said dyspraxia. I've heard
calcula and dyspraxia.
Yeah, what are those?
Dyspraxia is when you know when you're a bit clumsy and you move things and like everything fucking falls over the place.
Got that as well,
yeah, I've got that. I have that bad.
What's the other one?
Dyscalculia is dyslexia but with numbers.
No, that's
You're in a band called Five. I mean, we're not going to go back into all of that.
What I'm saying is no, because I've got both of those.
Your dyscalculia comes with dyslexia.
Yeah, but it's just...
my dyslexia...
Just all in one bracket.
My dyslexia is more numbers. Mine's dyscalculia. So if I'm writing a letter, when I'm writing down, and I've been doing this at college, I'm writing at college because I'm like a pupil. When I write an L, I'll put a line down it and make it into a 4, which doesn't help me when I'm trying to read it back. Because I turn numbers into letters without thinking about it.
But obviously there's levels of dyslexia because, this always used to, I suppose there's levels to everything. And like you can go, I'm a footballer, and then they go, no, I'm a footballer because I'm a professional.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But so Richie from Five, it always says, if I go, oh, I'm dyslexic, he goes, oh yeah, so am I. And I used to go, no, you're not. You read books and that, and he reads books. He's good with writing. He's good with and I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. You can't be. And sometimes when you've said it, I'm like, no, you're quite well written. You can read books and that. I'm like, don't take my fucking thunder. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, but we're dyslexic in different ways. So I can read, as in I can formulate a word and I can read the word off the page. I can read what the word is. My problem, and I found this more recently when I've been working in college, there's a couple of bits we need to read off a script. And I've always known this on the radio, which is why I try and bullet point stuff rather than read it on the thing. But if the words are too close together on the bit of paper, they don't move around, but I can't stay on the right line of where so I end up on another line and they go, oh, sorry, you've missed a whole paragraph out. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I do that.
So now, but
I don't bother reading now.
What I've done though is I've spaced everything out. So my script, I use twice as much paper. I'm sorry.
Killing trees.
But then my mate's got an electric car now, so well done you.
Well done.
So I now space it out so it looks a bit like baby language, but I won't mess up. I will be able to read it all the way through because I've spaced the words out enough for me to be able to concentrate on each word rather than them all of them kind of muddling up together.
Yeah, so if I'm doing like an auto cue, like if I'm I've done a couple of things where I'm reading off an auto cue and I kind of sort of learn it first.
Yeah.
If I've seen it and I know what, and then I can recognise the word.
Yeah.
But I get them to do it big and they think it's just because I've got bad eyesight. But actually getting it big as well, so it separates more.
Your brain then can process the word, which then means that you can read it with flow. And what I tend to do is I can't get to the end of the end of the sentence quick enough, and then my brain starts adding words that I think are supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And then I end up getting in a bit of a muddle because I've said words that aren't supposed to be there, which doesn't make sense to the sentence.
Well, you remember doing radio with me, and I'd read out a text, but I wouldn't read it exactly how it said. I would get to the point, because I've read it three times.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. So just quickly before we go off that, do you know what really upsets me? And in the end, I just scribble. Kerry does it sometimes, but she's got to bury it because she knows that it upsets me. But like, say I'm signing something with someone, and they go, an autograph, and they go, could you sign it to Natasha? And I go, and sometimes I'll just go, Nat.
Yeah.
Probably called Nat. N-A-T. I've got that in the locker, Nat. But if they want Natasha, and I go, oh, sorry, I'm dyslexic, can you spell it out for me? infuriates me. They say it really fast. They go, and they say it really fast, and I go,
Dave.
I'll write Dave. Yeah, I will. Or I'll just go, well, fuck you then. I won't write it because I want N-A-T. Yeah, that's it. Got it off my chest. Anyway, this was the A to Z of Men.
We're back next week. No, we've still got episode B to do, which we're doing a second on the A to Z of Men. A to Z of Men for the letter B, season 5. It's Chris and Scott, and we're here taking a delve into how the man's mind works. I don't know how different it is, and I'm learning about the brain at the moment in college, but I don't know if there's any differences between the man's brain structurally and the woman's brain structurally. I'll probably find that out next week. But what I do know is that we do things differently to how women do things.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know the science behind it. You might do at some point, but no, I think that we process information very differently.
Well, we think in fact. I know that women think in pictures.
Yeah.
So that might mean that we react to things differently. I don't know, but we're a different species.
Yeah,
and because we're men, the idea is the A to Z of men is we can delve into that mind. You might not be a man. You might be a man going, "Oh, that's good. I do the same things as those guys. That's brilliant." Or you might be a woman trying to find out what it is your partner's doing.
That's what I like when we get a lot of emails from women going, "Oh my God, thank you so much for this podcast. You've helped me understand my partner Gary a little bit more." You know,
exactly.
Gary's mental.
Gary is mental. Joe, stay on your mic. In a gay relationship where they're both men, does that mean that when your man does something, you kind of know why he's done something because you're also a man? I don't know how that works. I presume that's how it works.
Well, no, he still does things that I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm a walking mystery, so I'm sure I try to find ways to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do.
I think outside the box. But no, I definitely think we may be one area. I think we may be, whenever we have a disagreement about something, we end up just being like, I don't really know why the fuck we're having this argument, because we both just end up on the same. We both end up arguing the same point.
But that is a difference, because my wife would still remember why we had that argument 5 years later.
Well, no, but this is the thing. I think if me and you have never had an argument, but if me and you had an argument, I think we would get over that argument very quickly, because we'd go, I've said it now, you know, it pissed me off. You'd go, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, and we'd move on and go past it. Whereas I think in a male-female relationship, and this isn't always the way, it's not always the woman going, oh, well, I'm not going to talk to you. Sometimes it is the man. But that's because we're very different species.
Yeah.
But, for example, there's this comedian guy, I don't know his name, so I'm not trying to steal your joke, but he said, this is the difference between a man and a woman in a car and two men in a car taking a wrong turn. He says, two men in a car take the wrong turn. You go, oh, he's meant to go that way. He goes, ha! And we just turn around and we come back, and that's it. He said, a man and a woman in a car take the wrong turn. The woman goes, you take the wrong turn, you don't know where you're going, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go out now, blah, blah, blah. I've got a headache. And it is that thing. Like, it's so irrational to have a row about going the wrong way. And I'll do it to Kerry as well. Like and I'll go, oh my God, I'm going to be late now. In reality, two men or two women in a car would deal with it loads differently. They just go, I'll spin round the roundabout and go back, and we're there.
Yeah.
You've added a minute to the journey. Doesn't have to be a row, does it?
No, absolutely not. I'm just thinking of an airport run that we did fairly recently. Me and Karen and I took a wrong turning at the roundabout, and she was still talking about it at the airport.
That's what I mean.
And she was telling people on the plane. Mm-hmm. It was like, this is mental.
I was a little bit guilty of this last night, though. Like, this is quite funny that that this has come up, because I literally had something happen like this last night. So we was talking about, because I'm taking my first driving lesson next week. I'm learning to drive at the moment.
Yeah.
And we was talking about certain driving things, and we was talking about roundabouts. And I quoted something that happened about 7 or 8 months ago when we was in the car, and we ended up going all the way through Southampton because he was in the wrong lane on the roundabout and couldn't get out of it. And I was like, oh, a little bit like you when we was in Southampton that time and went the whole way through the town.
You're still holding on to it 7 months later.
Well, I wouldn't say holding on to it, but I do find it quite amusing still. He didn't best appreciate it.
No.
All right, let's do 8 set of men for the letter B. We discussed it might be Brennan.
So I forgot that we discussed that. Yeah, no.
I don't think it is.
How do you know?
Talking to one of my kids who went, we were going to do that, but then we decided not to.
Oh, so he spot it.
Yeah. Sam. Well, but he might have been winding me up.
Yeah.
He might have been sending me off on a different path.
Because I said to Kevin, I said, we done our first word. And he went, what was it then? And I went, it was alpha male. And he went, yeah, that's right. He said, yeah, I remember now. And he confirmed that they'd had a different word. Didn't tell me what the word was. They'd had a different word.
I think Sam did tell me what the original word was, but I can't remember. But I think it was something like arseholes. It was something that wasn't.
Boys, yeah.
It wasn't as good. And then when they come up with alpha male, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's much better."
Nice.
Where are we going then today, Joe? Joe is entering the studio of the A to Z of Men with our cards and a big grin on his face.
Big grin and a good look today.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah.
You got producer vibes.
Really styled himself out today.
Yeah. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, we're going with boundaries. Oh, that's good.
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Especially, this must be to do with parenting and the boundaries we set for our children.
Or they're saying there's boundaries. Don't talk about my. don't talk about shagging my mum.
Don't talk about my mum on the podcast. Or
me.
Or it's about cricket.
Yeah.
And the boundaries around the cricket. That'd be good.
6.
I love cricket.
6.
6 or 4.
So I thought.
What's the difference?
You get 6 points or 4 points.
Yeah, what's the difference? Why is there 6s and 4s?
Longer. Further.
No.
If it goes out the boundary, it's 6. No?
Yeah, if it goes out the boundary without touching the floor.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. If it just rolls.
4.
Yeah.
Same boundary width. But it's more like a baseball shot when they hook it out the ground.
Yeah, so I sort of knew that.
You sort of knew.
Yeah. Boundaries.
Boundaries are something that everyone has, some more than others, but how often do men discuss them? Do you think it's spoken about enough, or is it seen as a trait of strength and masculinity to pretend everything is fine even if it's not?
Bloody hell, I didn't expect them to be so deep.
Are these our kids, Joe? Is this definitely our kids?
Yes.
Well done, boys.
So I'll read that again. Boundaries are something that everyone has, some more than others, but how often do men discuss them? Do you think it's spoken about enough, or is it seen as a trait of strength and masculinity to pretend everything is fine, even if it's not? I don't know, in what scenario?
I see. I'm not thinking straight away. I was thinking about. I think you learn your boundaries as you get older. I think because
have we got boundaries in our friendship? We've never spoken about boundaries, but if I slipped a finger in, that would cross a boundary, I'd imagine. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I read that wrong. See, it's a good subject.
There's only one way to find out.
I've got my little finger.
I think there's not that girthy, is it? I don't. No, I think there's underlined boundaries that you don't speak about. I think there's a boundary in every relationship, whether it's a sexual relationship or whether what not to do, don't you?
Yeah. Karen doesn't have to sit me down and go, oh, by the way, when you're out at that hotel tonight, don't fuck anybody. Yeah, I know the boundary.
Yeah, but that's a given, isn't it?
Yeah, but I wonder whether some people have to have that explained to them because they don't realise that. Even if you look at some famous people, they seem to do this all the time.
But some people haven't got boundaries or morals. Yeah.
So that's probably down to morals.
But, for example, just to, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this.
I wouldn't want to go to a hotel and fuck somebody else. No. So I wouldn't do it anyway. Yeah. I don't not do it just because Karen's told me not to.
Yeah, but I'm glad you clarified that.
I just felt I needed
Karen tells me, don't fuck anyone. I go, oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what?
Rule still apply?
Good job you said that. I'll just do blowies. What? They're bad as well? Shit. Yeah,
why are you gay in this relationship? Why are you gay in this scenario?
No, I'm getting the blowy.
Oh, you said I'll do blowies.
I'm getting the blowy.
You said I'll do blowies.
No. Okay.
You've turned yourself
Apparently
gay.
that's still a boundary. It's still a boundary.
In this scenario.
Still a boundary.
You're going to hotels
to give or receive blowies.
You're going to hotels and sucking blokes off.
I'm not allowed to give or receive blowies Okay, I know the rules.
Right,
She's not mentioned giving, but I'm going to... It's a given.
It's a given.
It's a given.
Right, I was just about to give you a world... I was going to give you a world exclusive, actually.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever mentioned this on the radio. I don't think I've ever mentioned this on the podcast. I don't think I've ever spoke about this ever, actually. This is probably an exclusive.
Okay.
I'm in a boy band called Five.
What?
I'm in the boy band Five.
Five bad boys and the power to rock.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
That's you.
I'm one of them, yeah. I am one of them. I know.
Fuck.
No, I know. I know. Listen, I don't like to talk about it because it's a bit... I feel like it's a little bit egotistical, a little bit like... It's like I'm showing off. It's like I'm trying to be the man.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't do that, so I've never mentioned it.
Wow.
But, yeah, so I...
Did Joe know?
No one knows. No one knows.
Joe, did you not know that?
No, what?
Scott's in the band Five.
What's Five?
Not Maroon 5. Actual
Not
5.
Maroon, no, not Maroon 5. No, 5...
Five bad boys.
Get on up,
Wait, hang on. What? The ones that did the reunion last year?
Yeah. I'm
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Baby now.
Yeah.
That's
you.
That's me.
They
Yeah.
sounded like you.
That's me. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But so when I was in the band first time round,
The band Five.
band Five,
Right.
the record label and the people that were looking after us, and I'm not blaming them for this because they were learning on the job as well, right?
Yeah.
But what would happen is we didn't know where the boundary was because, and nor did they, right? So they would push us and push us and push us, not sexually. They would push us into doing
That's
too
a
much.
fucking exclusive.
Yeah, they would push us into, far too much promo, too much work, too much this, too much that, and because you was a kid, you're 17 years old or younger, which Sean was 15, you wouldn't know where the boundary was, so you would just accept it and you would just do all the work, and that's why I feel that we ended so early. That's why I feel like we broke up when we did, because we never said no. We never said, hang on, whoa, give us a break, let us have a bit of time off. There was no boundary set by them or by us, right? So now, with a bit of age and a little bit knowing how to set a boundary, and yet again, the people that are looking after us now have set a boundary as well. That probably don't put that last interview in because it's getting late and it's there's too much. Or maybe let's not do that many shows because they'll be burnt out. Maybe let's space them out a little bit to make them feel better. You've got loads of boundaries put in place and mechanisms there for you if you need it, like mental health chats and talking to a counsellor and blah, blah. All these things, boundaries have been set. And if they're not, I'm old enough now to go, no.
So have your boundaries, your personal boundaries, become more important to you now as you've got older?
Massively, yeah, because I think there's... one, you're old enough to realise that you can say no. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, we're going to extend this tour by a week. You're not actually, because I've got a wife and the kids that I really want to be at home with. My breaking point's there. And even with that, there's a caveat of I'm going to have to fly them out because I want to see them because I am a family man and I want to be in my wife's life and my children's life and my friend's life, right? So I've set my own boundary, and my boundary there might be slightly different to Abs's, for example, because Abs might go, but I would tour for longer because he hasn't got a partner and kids and stuff, right? But he also respects my feelings and my boundary. He knows I want to call that tour short, which in turn might take a tiny bit of money out of his pocket, or in sometimes a bit, but he respects my boundary. And I think it's very, very important in every relationship that you have. Your friends.
Well, move on to friends now because that's the next bit on the script, or their advice. Boundaries within friendship. How important is it to tell your mates when they go too far, or is it better to stay out of it? I will always call somebody out if I see something that I think is maliciously maybe a bit of racism, homophobia or something. I will have to say, oh, that's not cool. I might not go for a full alpha male fucking lock horns, but I might make it clear that actually that doesn't really sit with me, and I probably wouldn't see that person as much going forward.
I mean, without mentioning any names for obvious reasons, we've had that, haven't we? Where we've had a person that overstepped a boundary, and we don't really speak to him anymore on the basis that he said things and did things that weren't
Crossed the boundary.
And we, out of respect for the other person, which I also won't mention, we've gone, no, you're wrong. It's quite bad what you've done. And you definitely lose a bit of respect for that person. Now, if it's a smaller thing, like if you've done something on a night out, dishing out blowies, for example, when you got to your fifth cock, I might go, Chris, have a Coke.
Is it the boy band 5? Fuck.
Yeah, you get to your fifth cock and I go, whoa. No, you get to your fourth one and Sean's next to it and I go, no, leave Sean out. And Sean's like, whoa.
It's actually, you're painting a picture now. It's just quite disturbing.
But, no, let's say we're out in a group and we're in the pub and you've got one of our friends just being a little bit too rowdy and then he's playing up a little bit. Have you got a picture in your head of who that might be?
Yeah.
You'd go, oh, chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. You're creating a boundary for them and you're doing them a favour at the same time.
Yeah.
Or, for example, I know Kerry's got a few friends that, like, can't really drink and then they have a few drinks and then Kerry's like, have a water. Chills them out, gives them a boundary. I think that's being a good friend.
I was with a mate once, and I won't say any more about where I was. No, but he was going down a road that I knew would cross his boundaries,
right,
with another person.
Yeah,
and I pulled him into a taxi and brought him home. And the reason I did it, it sounded like I was trying to mother him, but I wasn't, because I knew that he would have crossed his own boundaries in his sober mind. He would never have forgiven himself and he would have crossed the boundary.
Yeah.
So we went in the back of a cab, gone, and just left that situation because he really was thankful. And I said to him, you might want to ease off it wasn't just drink. I said, you might want to ease off your nights out because that was going to happen. And if I weren't there, that would have happened.
Yeah.
You've got to respect your own boundaries.
I think it's, I've had a couple of experiences. One where I wasn't there and I know that I could have changed the outcome of something. It was my friend's, one of my good friends' stag do's, and I couldn't make it. And his sort of best man, I don't think looked after him enough.
Yeah.
And what happened was, even though so this guy was always going to be the best man. I'm one of this guy's mates, and they didn't look after him on the night, and they got him absolutely wankered, like, and I don't think that's that funny, like, really, like getting someone out of control. And he was doing things that, like, he had a shit night in the end. He ended up having a row and all this. And I remember saying to my mate the next day, if I was there, I wouldn't have let that happen.
Yeah.
Because and I've been the guy that's taken keys off of a mate when they're going to get in their car.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only down the road, and I go, yeah, but is it fucking worth it? Well, no cab's coming. Let's walk. It's going to take an hour. So what? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's walk. Let's not worry about it. So, I think it'd be better if you could be in the space to give yourself your own boundary.
Yeah. And try not to get so obliterated that you would start to cross your own boundaries that you've set for yourself, your own morals. What's the difference? I mean, morals and boundaries, there's not a lot of difference there, is there?
No. I think you've got to have good morals to set boundaries, I suppose.
Yeah, but then you could have boundaries set for you. I'll have boundaries at work. I'll have boundaries in our friendship. I'll have boundaries in a marriage that I have to respect your boundaries and I have to expect Karen's.
You're not married.
What?
You're not married.
No, but I still respect your boundaries. I know that I wouldn't. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what your boundaries would be, but then I would know not to cross them. I wouldn't bring stuff up on a podcast or a radio show that I knew that you wouldn't want brought up on a radio show.
You also wouldn't invite me to somewhere where you knew I wouldn't enjoy myself either. That's
No.
you, like, and nor would I. Like,
No.
Kerry will often go, "Should you invite Chris and Karen?" I go,
You can if you want.
no, I say, he won't come. And I always say, I'll mention it. Because there's nothing worse than someone going, I was going to invite you, and you go,
Yeah,
oh,
but I'm working on that though with my hypnotherapy and learning. I'm working on that, so you might be surprised.
Okay.
I might be surprised. Can you imagine if I turned up to one of your summer parties as the life and soul of the party? You'd be like, what the fuck?
There's a fucking running man in the fucking middle of the
What's
garden.
happened to Chris? You would be absolutely blown away, wouldn't you? You'd be like, what on...
I'd be
Why the fuck
buzzing.
is Chris the alpha male here?
I would be absolutely buzzing.
Boundaries in marriage. This is the bit the boys don't want to hear. How do you approach boundaries within a relationship, and what do you do if they're crossed? Is there any particular that would spell the end? Obviously, yeah. Boys, if your mum... No. I think there are boundaries there. If across it, for me, there is no going back. I know we've talked about this on a previous episode, if you want to listen to that, boys. But we talked about what happens when people have affairs, and I would struggle if that boundary was crossed to go back into that relationship and give it a second go.
Yeah, no,
I would
'cause
struggle, but some people wouldn't. Some
No.
people, and there is no right. I'm not judging anybody.
I know people that have called it a day because of that. I know people that have gone back after that's happened. For me and for Kerry, I don't think either way. I don't think we're the type of people that could put it to bed and get over it, because I just think it's always going to be a niggling thing.
I think it's also I think for me it's my self-worth as well. I don't know how much I would value my self-worth if I was to let somebody do that and then carry on as though it didn't happen. And again, that sounds like I'm knocking anybody that's done that, but everybody's different. I don't see how I would be able to give everything to that relationship. And I don't know whether that means I would cheat in the future, because I go, actually, I've got one in the locker.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah,
it's just not a relationship anymore.
I've got a hall pass now. No,
it's just not a relationship.
No, it becomes a bit tit for tat, doesn't it? Then,
Yeah.
But no, for me, I think it.
It's interesting the boys have asked about that, because they're talking about their mum and their dad. It is interesting that that's come up, because I don't know whether it's different and whether it's more generational now, whether it's more not acceptable, but I don't know. I'm thinking of my boys. I don't think they would. I think they would do the same as what I would do. I think they would go, no, this isn't working.
Well, yeah, but I think that's because they see that you're a stand-up guy. Like, same with me. Like, they know that I wouldn't cheat on their mum, and they know that Kerry wouldn't cheat on me, and I know that with you and Karen, very, very similar people, which is why we get on so well. But I think I've made a sort of rod for my own back in situations where, like, you know that if I found out that Karen cheated on you, I would tell you. But you also know that I would tell Karen if you was.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure that I've got friends or acquaintances that know that about me, so therefore I wouldn't get told.
Yeah.
Because they know that I'm going to go, because I'm not going to find it funny. Like, sorry to use as an example, because you'd never do this, but say you went to me, I tell you what, that fucking bird at work or whatever, I'm giving her one, blah, blah. You know I'm not going to go, oh, nice one, mate. I'm going to go, are you fucking joking? Like, what, you got a wife and kids and you're going to do that?
And I'd go, yes, I'm fucking joking. Got ya. And they'd go, fuck, that was close. But is that the right answer?
Yeah. But you kind of know that I would.
Of course.
I'd fucking knock you out. Like,
I know. And that's because it would cross
our boundary.
Our boundary. There you go. There's our boundary. I found it.
Yeah.
Right, just don't tell Scott. Write that down. No, I think that's I think that's really true, and I think that you probably will have mates. But there are some people in my looser friendship circle where I don't really care that much whether they do stuff. Like, I don't really see them. Like,
no.
Maybe play football on a Sunday and they're in the same bar as me, and I'm like, oh, mate, I don't care about that.
But I also think there's certain things I would tell you that I wouldn't tell anyone else, in terms of, like, I would phone you, and I have done quite recently. I phoned you up and gone, I've had this offer come in, and I'll give you a monetary figure of what I've been offered, blah, blah. And, that might be a bigger figure than I wouldn't tell what someone else, because I don't want them to go, oh, bloody hell, someone else might think I'm showing off. But I'll sound you out, and you'll give me a really good bit of advice. So then, if we was at a party and you were talking to some bloke that I wouldn't divulge that figure to. You went, oh well, Scott's just turned down a thing for such and such. You would have crossed one of my boundaries because I'd be like, no, I told you that in confidence.
Yeah.
I'm not telling everyone that you're fucking sucking people off left, right, and centre.
Exactly. No, I'm not telling people you turned down 20 grand. Young lads today are far more fluent in this language than their dads were, and on the whole, they're discussed more in society than ever before when we were that age. Does this create a disconnect between the generations? So young lads today are far more fluent in talking about their boundaries. Is that right, Joe, as somebody that's young?
I think probably more that it's more encouraged to in society as opposed to
I didn't think young people talked about anything apart from FIFA.
No, I thought they were like low key begging it.
I actually think it probably started with your generation actually.
What, as the young?
Yeah,
as the what? Sorry,
the young. Yeah,
I'm just going into language.
6 7 6 7
6 7 6 7. Yeah.
Wow, skibbity.
I think maybe there was a lot in our generation that wasn't. We just didn't talk about our feelings. There's more talk about mental health. There's more talk about anxiety. There's more talk about depression. There's more talk about sexuality. There's more talk about boundaries. There seems to be more talk about everything than what. If you think about growing up.
No, sorry.
We didn't talk about anything.
No, but I don't. Maybe I'm missing something because I think our generation are talking more now and trying to encourage it.
Yeah, I would say it was your generation.
Yeah, because so on the
but at an older age, not at a younger age.
Yeah, no. I think relate it to your dad's.
Well, no, yeah, exactly. Right. So this is my point. Right. So just last night, me and Kerry watching the Tyson Fury Home with the Furies season 2. We're on episode spoiler alert, whatever you want to say. We're on that episode 8 or something, and Tyson Fury's sitting down and he's talking to his son, one of his sons, and his nephew, and he's saying boxing's hard and it's not this and it's not that and and he's talking about mental health and he's saying you can struggle because when you haven't got it, when it leaves you and you can't do it anymore, it really I've struggled with mental health, blah blah. And you've got John Fury, and this is just my opinion, I think the guy's a bit of a bellend at a point, right? And he really annoyed me because what he done, he shut down Tyson Fury in front of the kids by going, why are you talking about all that? And he was doing the typical old-fashioned...
Talking about your feelings.
Yeah. Like, why are you talking about your feelings? And,
yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand that. Like, he should be going... And I know he's from a different... generation where you didn't talk about it, but surely you've got to embrace, because Tyson Fury, we've done an interview with Tyson Fury, we spoke about his mental health
on the A to Z of Men,
and imagine shutting him down. He's one of the biggest, strongest, hardest men out there, and listen, there'll be a lot of people that don't agree with certain things that Tyson Fury says or does. That's fine, each their own, everyone's got their own opinion. But if you've got a man as big and strong as Tyson Fury is, talking about their feelings, for God's sake, don't shut them down. Because, and he's trying to instill that into his son, who's 13 years old, wants to go into a career of boxing, and he's going, you really need to think about your mental health. I was like, going, well done, Tyson, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And his dad completely shut him down.
He did talk about mental health when we were chatting with him, and I think my greatest interview question or response I've ever had as an interviewer was when he talks about his mental health, and I looked him in the eye, I went, biggest fight of your life? And he went, yeah, by far. And there was a realisation that he really respected that, because he has to gear himself up for obviously every fight he has. But then that one fight that he had, the depression fight, he didn't know it was coming. He wasn't ready for it at all.
No, he had no preparation for it. He hadn't done a camp.
He didn't have any tools in his toolbox to deal with that.
Not allowed to use tools, actually, I don't think.
It's interesting that with the young lads, and I think it is because we are more open. I'm definitely more open with my boys and my daughter. about mental health struggles.
Don't you think you've taught them that to go forward?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
more
but-
open, because you'll speak about it more.
Yeah, because if you're closed, and my dad was fairly open, but he was also that person, like you said about your dad, never seen him cry, never seen him moan, never seen him whinge. Whereas my kids have seen me cry at my mum's funeral. They've seen me, they know when I've gone to therapy. I won't hide and say, I'm just going to the co-op. I'll say to them when they were older, not when they were like 8, or daddy's broken, I'm going to get fixed. I would say to them when they were sort of young teenagers, I was struggling with a couple of things and I'm going to go and get it fixed, like you would if we broke, if you broke your leg and in a football match, we'd take you to get it fixed. So I've always been open with the kids.
I think you've got to be, and I think that it comes to a certain age. I remember, I think I spoke about it on here about when I done the Boy Band Forever documentary, and I said no probably about 5-6 times, where I don't want to do it, and they was like, why? I was like, I don't really want to open that can of worms. I thought we've got that shut, and I think it was Kerry going, but it would be good. It might be good for you, And then like a few other people, I spoke to you, and you were like, no, it might be good. Open that can of worms, like talk about it, And then Kerry said something really profound. She said, do it, and then like you've got it out, and then maybe the kids will watch it and they'll understand you a little bit more. Because I do have mood swings, and like Tyson Fury does, like you can't get that high of being on the stage, like, or the boxing or the singing, from normal life. You love your normal life, and it's not taking anything away from your normal life. But once you've been up there, it's quite hard. The transition's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And when I filmed it, I knew I'd got really emotional. I think it really helped me mentally. I told you I was really scared about doing it. I didn't want to do it. And I phoned you on the way home, and I was like, I was in bits. I said to Kerry, I'm not going to let them watch it. And she was like, why? All of your kids should watch it. The girls were old enough now. They would have been, how many years ago was that? 2 years?
Yeah, we were just probably on our last year of...
Yes, about 2 years ago, so they would have been like 10-ish.
Yeah.
They really, I think it opened their eyes up a little bit to me and who I am, and, as the performer and stuff, and that, and everyone that watched that. My landlady, who just thinks I'm just the guy that comes in as a beer, I went in the pub, she gave me a cuddle. She was like, I didn't know you'd gone through that.
Yeah. But why would you? You wouldn't.
Karen said to me, like, because I don't think I've ever sat down with Karen and gone, oh, I had it really hard. Karen was like, oh my God, I didn't know you'd gone through that. You did, because I talk to you all the time about stuff like that. So many people stopped me in the street and went, and that's why I did it in the end, was to go, what am I hiding from? Like, maybe that was I pushed my boundary that day when I done that recording.
That's interesting. Because sometimes you do, don't you? Because you would have a boundary as a pop star. You'd have a boundary where you go, this is the bit I'm willing to give you as the audience. Baby, now spike your hair up. That's the bit you're happy to give. There's a part of your life you don't want to give. But then on that, you really had to show the whites of your eyes, didn't you? You had to push that boundary out and go, yeah, it broke me. It wasn't great. You wouldn't have done it when you were 17.
No, but sometimes you've got to... I think you have got to push your boundaries, and I'd say...
Well, this whole podcast, we do that.
Yeah, and I would say to anyone, like, push the boundaries that you can push, and secure the boundaries that you have a belief system where you go, no, I will not do that. And if it's something really important to you, be steadfast and say no.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes you've got to, even down to, like, this sounds like, let's take it back to the band, because it's the only thing I can think of, like, as a comparison. I have to push the boundaries out with stage clothes. I can't just wear what I'd wear down the pub, because there's no wow factor. People are like, I'm wearing that now. I've got to wear something a little bit out there.
Not garish, but...
a little bit out there, like trousers. I always go, like, I turned up to do promo the other day in these, like, black and white patent shoes, and I was like, if I can't wear them down the pub, they're good enough for today.
They're good enough for,
yeah, because like I'd get laughed out in the pub. But I've had to change everything. Like what I'm wearing now, I probably wouldn't have worn a couple of years ago. I've had to embrace Scott from Five a little bit more, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, you weren't doing that for so long.
No.
What kind of boundaries did your boys cross when they were growing up, and how did you take it? Do you have a memory from a time where one of your boys crossed the boundaries you'd set them? See, I just read it in my head earlier. And I don't know whether I'm really lucky. I can't think of a time where they disappointed me so much, where I felt they'd crossed a boundary that I said. There will be things answering back to their mum, that type of stuff, which I don't want them to do. But I would have called it out there and then. But there's nothing massive that if one of them had cheated on their girlfriend and then I would go, do you know what? You're disappointing me. That's not something I want to see. No one's done that. I can't think of anything that either of them have done that I've been disappointed in. Or
I think
Harry got caught speeding. I'm disappointed he got caught. I'm not disappointed that he's a young lad in a new car and he was doing like...
No, I think it's different. I think, so I would say...
They don't drink drive, that would be one. That would be like, if he come home pissed and I was like, how'd you go home? Oh, I fucking drove, didn't I? There you go. That would be a perfect boundary where I'd go, why would you do that? That I can't think of any instances like that.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because, like, I'm really... so there's a couple of... I think if I was to get deeper a bit, I think I've crossed more boundaries and disappointed myself more than they've ever disappointed me, like ever. Like, you know, had a row and I've taken it too far and you know, like I've, you know, punched a wall in front of them, you know, not good, not okay. So I've done that too many times and I'm not so much now, I'm much better now, but like, I suppose, and that's why I've been to play, you know, like counselling and stuff like that. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I've never smoked, right? So I've never smoked. When I remember when I found out that Brennan smoked, he's 25, like coming up. So like, but when I found out, I can't remember how old he was. He might have been 16, 17 or whatever. I found out that he smoked. That for me was he had crossed the boundary for me. But like, who am I? You know, he sees me drinking, and like, you know, he's never been a big drinker. He likes to smoke, right? And I remember being, and disappointed sounds really awful because nothing he does, like, I love him dearly, but I remember feeling a bit gutted, like, you know, oh.
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I've never smoked. I think you hope that your morals and your beliefs and your thing will rub off on your kids. Like, the fact, like, one thing I know, like, any of my children would never, ever dream of, like cheating on like their partner or anything like that, because they know that's because I've instilled that's a really scummy, horrible thing to do, and you shouldn't do it. That would be real disappointment. I'd be like, how could you do that to someone?
So then we do change their behaviour, don't we? Because my dad never sat down with me and said, "Oh, by the way, don't cheat on your partner," because we just didn't have conversations like that.
No, you see it, don't you? They know.
I've had that conversation with my kids and said, if you're in a situation where you feel like being with somebody else,
be with someone else,
you're not in the right relationship. Yeah. I've had that conversation.
I've had that conversation. I've never gone, don't cheat, blah blah blah. Yeah. They know, but I've massively had that conversation with going, if you're with someone, you're with them. That's it.
Love the one you're with.
Yeah. If you've got the hots for someone else, be respectful. Say to that your partner, I don't want to be with you anymore. Fancy her.
Go to the new one and say, "Excuse me, I've got the hots for you."
Yeah, I've got the hots for you.
Great wording.
I did just say hots. Yeah. I did realise that as I said it. But I remember once, Brennan, I think it was this, like, it's the alpha male type thing that we spoke about last week. I think he wanted to see how far he could push the boundary. This is years ago. He might have been 16. And I remember we was having a row and he swung a punch at me. And I remember thinking, wow, like that's unbelievable. And I remember feeling quite sad. But then what I did, it sent me straight to counselling, because I grabbed him and showed him that I was bigger than him and didn't hit him. So I had restraint. But I went to, like, I showed him, like...
You put him in a position to realise that if he did that to somebody else that didn't care about him, he would now be on the floor.
But it was the reality check was that I was like, oh my God, how close was I? I was pretty close, I think.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
I remember coming around here and crying.
Yeah, I remember that.
But we've got such a fucking good relationship, and I think that day he thought, and do you know what?
You drew a boundary quite clearly.
We both drew an invisible boundary that, like, he knew, yeah, that's not going to fly. I knew that I could never hurt him because he's my son, and we've got this, and I think we've got this amazing relationship. Not because of that, but there's something there that he knows there's a there's a thing, and even like little things like and like your boys would have done this, like, you know, when they'll come home and they say, well, so and so's got this, so like, because they know that you've done well in your career and you know got, you know, you're not short of a few quid, vice versa with me, and they'll say something like, well, you know, you can afford it, and I've always gone, that's got nothing to do with you.
So the other day I took Harry on, you know, the Oculus, and you can go onto like Google Maps and you can 360 be in anywhere in the world. So I took him to where I grew up, because he talks often a lot about things like that, about his house and their house, and but we you know, they think this is normal, and to them it is. This is where they've grown up. Luckily enough, when they were born, I was doing really well, and I'm still doing really well. So we had nice things in our lives, but I've always tried to make sure they've realised that you don't always start off like that. And I took Harry the other day to the council flat I grew up in, and he was looking at the window. There's like 2 windows, and he was like, so where's the lounge? And I'm like, that one there. It's like, so where's the bedroom? And I'm like, that one there. Where's the bathroom? And I'm like, didn't have a window. And he's like, his brain, you could see his brain ticking over, going, fuck.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And it's
the flat was about the size of my lounge.
I think it's so important to show them that, because I don't think, and they do know, but like they should know massively how fucking lucky they are. Like my girls, they bring their friends round who you know, and their friends are, oh, cool, you got a big house. And I'm like, you don't realise that you're so lucky, you're so privileged. You've got a hot tub, you've got a bar, you've got, you know, you've got nice things. And, you know, even to the point where I go shopping and I try not to go, like they go, can I have that? They could. I could just put it in the trolley. But I've
got boundaries.
I know I have got a boundary. I go, no. Like the other day, Katie, she picked up a chocolate bar, and I went, 1, you have enough stuff. 2, it's Easter. You've got so many chocolate bars at home that you're not eating, but she just wants that. And I think it's terrible. If you go, yeah, go on then, they've got no boundary. They think that that's the norm.
They don't have boundaries at a younger age, do they? Because they are literally pushing the boundaries all the way up to a point where they understand where your boundaries are. So they're continuously pushing boundaries. But
you know what I do love, and it proves that me and Kerry have got it right, and it's worked with the boys and it's worked with the girls. So the girls we've got them phones now. They're 12, like, so they're at senior school. So we're like, yeah, you've need phones, and they've got their own card on their phones that I top up and put money on, but I always forget to top it up.
So it's pocket money?
No, I put it on there for, like, they have to get...
Oh, for school meals
School meals and the bus and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But I've got my card, mine and Kerry's card on there, the joint bank account, and they would never, ever, ever spend... They could just go, boop, and spend whatever they wanted to. No problem. There's no limit on it, nothing. But I've got complete trust in them. They phone me up and they go, like yesterday, Dad, can we spend £1 each? £1. And I went, what's it for? Oh, we want to buy a blah, blah, blah. And I said, yep, you can spend £1. And they spent £1 each. And I got a thank you, and they go, oh, Dad, thanks for letting us have that £1. Like, but let me tell you, if they'd have spent the £1 and come home, I would have gone, why did you spend £1 without asking me? Now that sounds really,
no, it
really
doesn't. No, that's a boundary.
bad.
That's a boundary.
But you've got to have that, because otherwise you'd just be like, because you know the kids have got their fingerprint now, and they can buy. We had to have a go at Katie because, like, I don't think she quite realised that this, like, how much power she had in this finger, and like she was buying her mates, like,
yeah, Sam did that at school.
And I was like, it's just lovely that you've bought so and so a pizza and blah blah blah. So, but you're just spending my money. And she's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't really.
I remember Sam did that at school when he was in probably end of junior
They
school,
phoned,
beginning of,
didn't they?
Yeah,
I remember
my
this.
school phoned that it was beginning of senior school, but we were going through. I can't remember.
Yeah, didn't you have this whole thing where he said, I don't get fed at home?
No, that was a different. That was when he crossed the boundary. No, this was he was buying like 7 milkshakes, and we thought he had some kind of a problem. We spoke to the school, and they said, no, he does sit with a big group of people, and they're all drinking milkshake. I was like, I'm paying for all of their fucking food. Yeah, no, the one you were talking about was when we were going on holiday, so we were running down the fridge.
Yeah.
And then when he was at school and he was having a massive lunch, the teacher said, are you all right? And he went, don't get fed at home.
Yeah.
And of course, when you're in the first year of senior school and you say you don't get fed at home, things get put into place. Yeah. Like procedures started to get kicked in. So we were called to the school, we marched to the school.
I remember you
It was the
phoning
most
me, yeah.
embarrassing thing in the world. And then the teacher was like, so we need to know, are you struggling with money? Do you need help? And we were like, what's he said? And because he was always the cheeky one.
Yeah.
So we were like, what's he said?
Oh, sorry, what do you mean was?
Yeah. And she said, well, he said that there's no food in the fridge. And we were like, there isn't. We're going to fucking Tenerife in the morning. We've eaten all the food in the fridge, so we're having takeaways.
She's genius. I love Sam. I love Sam for that. I don't
We
get
got
fed
called
at
to the
home.
school. Anyway, there was a boundary pushed. Boundaries, episode B. I like that.
I
That's a good
like
one.
that.
Yeah, we'll lock that into the A to Z of men. Thank you, boys. So the A to Z of men with the word boundaries. And yeah, that was a good episode. I'm loving the words they're coming up with because these are great words.
No, they are. I think, as I said last week, I didn't know how seriously they would take it. I certainly didn't think we'd have notes.
No.
I'm really impressed. Maybe they've set boundaries for themselves.
They have. They've set boundaries for themselves. Episode C next time. We need to do a number game.
That one's going to be CUNTs.
Yeah. Well, I'd imagine they're going to drop in some kind of juvenile words. I say juvenile words that we would normally use.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm sure they will.
We'll find out. So I'm going to text you, Joe Kinch.
Hang on. What, have we not got a guess who come up with the...
Oh, yeah. Was this one person or all of them?
This was one person.
Oh, I'm going to have a guess. Who goes first?
Who wants to go first?
You can go first if you want.
I'm going to suggest it may have been... What happens if we both guess the same person?
Well, then you're both either right or wrong.
Point each, right. I'm going to go with Bren.
I think it's Cav.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
it's Cav, yeah.
Game on. Brennan for me, Cavan for Scott.
You are both still on 0 points.
Who was it?
Do you want a second run-up? You don't get a point. But do you want a second run-up?
No. Yeah, I'll go Sam.
Harry?
Yeah, it's Harry.
Fair play.
Wow, I didn't see that. Considering he come round that day and he got a speeding ticket, I didn't think he had many.
It might have been on his mind.
I didn't think he had many boundaries.
It might have been on his mind.
If I'm honest.
I forgot, yeah, he got a speeding ticket on the way to your house, didn't he?
Yeah, so I didn't think, Harry, there's one for you. I didn't think you had many boundaries, mate.
Bloody hell, that was Harry's word. Fair play to Harry.
Well done, Harry.
What a lovely lad. Okay, so 0-0 in that. Let me text you a number. Yeah, I'm going to go with that number, and it's in your inbox now, Joseph. And Scott is texting you as well.
Joe?
Okay. You got both?
Yeah.
So...
Who's go first?
I think it was you. I think I went first last time.
Okay. I am going to go 50.
Higher.
Okay.
45.
Lower. 70.
Higher. 29.
Lower. 80.
Lower.
Oh, hang on. 70 and 80 I've gone 70 and 80. Oh, wow.
17.
Lower. Year you were born, 71.
Higher. I've got to get you, won't I, quick? 9.
Lower. 76.
Lower.
Oh, hang on. 70.
5.
Lower. 73.
Shit!
Yes!
1.
Yeah.
You had 1.
Oh, 1. Wait, 1. Oh, 1. You had 73.
I was tempted when I said 29. I was tempted to say 1 afterwards because I just thought you've gone rogue.
I did go rogue.
1. 73 was my number, wasn't it? Yeah, 73.
Yes.
73.
I thought you might be impressed that I said 71.
My mum's birth
Yeah.
year, actually.
Well, your mum's birthday is 73.
Yeah.
There you go. That was another number game. I hope we like the number game. I think it's better than the name game.
I like it. I don't think it's better.
We can drop the name game in every now and again.
Every now and again.
We can drop it in. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can do it anytime. It's Chris and Scott at G. No, it's not. It's Chris. Why is it not in front of me like it normally is? Professionalism.
Yeah.
If you want to drop us an email, you can do chrisandscottuk@gmail.com. Everything else is on the internet, on the socials, A to Z of Men Pod. We're back on Thursday with a bonus episode of this episode, which is a good episode, but there's a bonus episode, which some would say is like extra.
Extra.
And we'll do
Pod
that.
all about it.
Pod all about it on Thursday this week on the A to Z of Men.
Cheers.